Hi, my name is Victoria Kageni-Woodard, and I am the owner of Gusa by Victoria, a women's clothing store, which is more than just a store because we have workshops, we have dinner experiences, we have jazz nights every third Thursday of the month, and they all happen here in this shop.
My first question is, where are you from?
I am originally from Kenya. I'm born and raised in Kenya, and I've been in the United States for a little over 2 decades now.
And what brought you to York specifically?
I was married into York, and that's how I found myself in York. But I originally came to go to school in Savannah, and I went to a school there, Savannah College of Art and Design. And I specifically came to study fashion design. And that's how it all started.
And what motivated you to open your store?
I wanted to, for the longest time, it's something that I've always wanted to have. But as life would have it, you start out with one thing, but then life forces you to do different things. So for a long time, I veered away from the thing that really makes my heart sing. So when I was married into the area, I was able to finally return to my passion, which is creating fashion using fabric pieces and creating art that way. And that is how I decided to open up the shop.
And how long has the shop been running for?
We have been open from December the 9th of 2016. So we are right into our second year of operation. It's been very interesting, it's been exciting, challenging, and it's just been the thing that I've always wanted to do. So of course we like it either way, whether it's good or bad, when we have good days and when we have bad days.
And so recently you hosted a music festival.
Yes.
The first one, right?
Yes.
What inspired you to create this festival?
Okay. The reason I decided to start this festival is, and we called it Gusa World Music Festival, is basically to share the kind of music I grew up on, growing up in Kenya. Another reason is because I knew there was a lot of talent in the area. I wanted to be able to pair the people that live in this area creating music and introduce them to music that comes from other parts of the world. And so Gusa World's Music Festival was born out of that desire to be able to share a part of how I grew up and the culture that I grew up in.
And are you looking to make it annual?
Yes, this is going to be an annual event, so we've already started planning on next year's event. And that should be very interesting because we are hoping to attract bigger acts that people have not necessarily heard, but have a big following. So that is really interesting and exciting for me and my team as a whole.
What are your future goals for your business?
My future goals really has to do with trying to introduce York to a lot of people that don't know York exists, which sometimes can be very, it's questionable. You're wondering, really, do they not know that we're here? We have so much history and all of that. But I want to be able to introduce a lot of people to York, and so I am actually looking into creating a sister city between York City and the town that I grew up in Kenya. So that should be very interesting.
And what town was that?
I grew up in a little town in the southern part, the southern mainland of Kenya, the southern mainland of Mombasa Island, and that is Kwale. Kwale district is where my parents bought a farm, and I grew up there before I eventually moved to the United States.
What do you love about York City?
I love the fact that it is small enough to be able to test out your dreams, if you will. And we're not too far from the larger metropolitan cities, so that allows me to be able to go out and learn from other people doing what I'm doing, but on a larger scale, and then bring that talent back home and be able to share that with people here, and hopefully inspire the young ones that call York home. Around their waist and kind of keep yourself clean and respectable. when you're taking care of the home. We also use this going to the beach, it can be used as a wrap, but when they come to me, I usually turn this to a skirt, into a top, a dress, whatever you want. And the common thing, the interesting thing about these pieces is that all of them have a saying, like a proverb that speaks to the importance of being a community and just working together. So for example, this one here is a Swahili that reads, Kila jambo jema Mungu hulipa neema. And what it's saying really is, every good deed, God will bless you for it. So that is one of the pieces that we use. And of course, it's not the only piece that we use here. For example, what you see on this mannequin here, this is like an Ankara print. And Ankara really is just African prints made off of 100% cotton. And as you can see, this would be used in Nigeria or West Africa. They would normally use this to make a traditional outfit, but when it comes to me, I usually try to put a spin on it and create a shirt. For example, this is a shirt dress that I've made, and it has, this one may not have pockets in it, but I try to make it very, put pockets in it and do something different to it. So it's a simple shirt like this, a shirt dress like this, created out of an authentic African print fabric, makes it all the more interesting. But that's what we do here.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm just going to get
Another important aspect about the shop is that I intended this to be a marketplace where people bring goods and items from everywhere. So it's not just my things. So for example, you see the socks that's displayed on the table. Those are from some very good friends of mine who are from Ghana. And they created a line of socks for men. So yes, I do carry products that are geared towards every member of the family, from wife, mom, brothers, sisters, things like that. So the socks are created by them, and there's a story to each piece that you see there. They went as far back as to the 18th century when they discovered that socks was created by Ethiopians. So they took that story and started creating pieces of a pair of socks that represents different parts of the continent. So there's a line of socks that have the Maasai print there, and it's the red and blue checkered print that you see on the box there. There's that, and then they have the Kente print, as you can see on the box, and also on the socks that's displayed on the table. So there's a story to each piece that you see there, and they're exclusively crafted and created and put together to make sure that you have the most luxurious pair of socks. And then on the other side of the table there, you'll see some bracelets made out of beads created by some good friends of mine, also entrepreneurs from Kenya, and they are based out of Indiana, Noblesville, Indiana. So I carry some jewelry from them. I also carry jewelry from local artisans from the area, leather goods like the key tarsals over there. You can see the necklaces there created out of silk cocoons. And yeah, so we have a variety of things that come from us from every part of the world, I want to say. And so in the coming months here, we'll continue adding to what we have. We are hopeful that you walk into our shop and be able to dress yourself, put some cushions on your chairs that are created out of authentic African fabrics and different fabric pieces as well. We want you to be able to walk away with a painting that you'll hang in your home and just celebrate the artists that are in this community, because there is certainly more than just the things that I create here. But we really enjoy what we do, and we are constantly in search of things that we can curate from artisans from all over the world.
Okay.
So would you be able to tell us a little bit more about the jazz nights that you hold?
Yeah, so the jazz nights are held every third Thursday of the month. And for this week, actually, it's going to happen on the 19th. And what happens there is we will set up the backyard, which is I've titled the courtyard Mombasa. Mombasa is the island that I grew up on before we moved to the mainland. So I'll have a board that announces that you are in Mombasa. And what happens there is we'll have a group, a jazz band comes to us from Harrisburg. So every third Thursday they show up, and we have a wonderful time with just African fusion music, jazz, some covers of different things. We also offer some finger foods and drinks, and it makes it just create a nice ambiance of friendliness. We have the neighborhood come out and just be a part of that, which is really very interesting.
And have they gained popularity since you began them?
Oh yes, we have been doing this for the past 7 months now, and it is what has grown into what we just did a couple of weeks, well actually a month ago. The Gusa World Music Festival started from the jazz nights that we have here. And so eventually, every now and then you will see someone that's out of the state that'll come and showcase their work here. And then it'll be a way of us introducing them to the community and telling them this is a person that's going to be part of the lineup of our next Gusa World Music Festival.
Hours.
What are for the store? What are the hours of operation?
Okay, so the hours for the store is from Tuesday through Saturday, 10 until 6 p.m. First Fridays, of course, we open later, so we'll open from 10 until 9 p.m. on First Fridays. And then our jazz nights, like I said, happens on every third Thursday from 7 until 9. And so we're hopeful that people will find us and be part of what we do.